Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to update you on Bitcoin again. Yesterday we called a dump right here when I posted my video and the shit dumped off fast and hard. It's rebounded today, and so you're probably wondering what is next. Now, this is crazy because we actually called this dump, and then not only did we call the dump, we talked about how you go long on the dump. And so if you watched last video, remember how we talked about, guys, we're looking for a lower low in the price, but a higher high in the RSI. That's exactly what we got. Sadly, this happened while I was asleep, so I was not able to catch the bottom and actually reverse long, which really stinks because we prepared that setup perfectly yesterday. So not only did we call the dump, we called the perfect entry here into the long side, which was waiting for this bullish RSI divergence, a strategy we teach in the course a lot. So that was crazy if you caught the long side today. I wish I could say I did, but once again, we hit that bottom when I was asleep, and by the time I woke up, we were right here already. So not only did I miss the long side, okay, I also lost a little bit of money shorting today. I lost about $5,000 shorting right here. I stopped myself out right around there, and then I shorted again right around here and stopped myself out around there today in the Telegram, which is okay because once again we called this dump and we made around $15,000 yesterday on the dump, and then we lost around $5,000 today in my Telegram alerts. So it just sucks when I missed out on the long side after calling this setup. I mean, I was waiting for this setup for a while, and there it is, and I was asleep when it happened. So ended up giving back a little bit of profit on the short side today, but that's okay. Now, let's get into, what's next. Okay, what's next? Because that's what has happened, and that is what, we've talked about so far. But what's next? So right now, I think we are still overall going to head way, way, way lower. And what it comes down to really is you got to realize this is a bear flag, right? This is a massive bear flag right here. Boom. Okay. And then you have the flag right here. So I'm super confident we're going to break down. Now, if you watched yesterday's video, I told you, I said the best I can see this bounce going to is probably 45K before breaking through and lower. So I still think that's probably the best we can see out of this bounce, in my opinion. And of course, we have a lot of people who think we're going to moon here and go beyond 50K. I don't think it's going to happen, in my opinion. But yeah, what I'm looking for is overall is don't stay bullish too long, in my opinion, because I do think we are going to fall back lower here with some time. So let's get back into the shorter time frame, right? Because this is kind of like my medium time frame is I think we're going to break through this bear flag and come crashing lower and harder here, but not yet, right? Not yet. So let me show you where I think you can say the crash mode is back in. Like, be on guard, be on caution, because if we get below right here, this golden pocket at 40,400-ish, okay, I'd say that it's a bad sign. I'd say the crash is back on. Like, to be honest, if I could tell you how to play this, I'd say as long as we're above this 40,400, I'd stay bullish for now, okay? But as if we get below here, I'd be careful. All right, here's the thing. I wouldn't say I would sell if I were you. Why? Because I've been telling people to sell forever, right? When I called the dump down to 47K, guess what price was at? It was at 57K when I made that call, and it dumped, right? So we've been saying to sell for a long time, and then I always get comments of people like, well, Alex, should I sell now? It's like, well, where have you been, buddy? We've been calling this for a long time. We shorted the top at 69K. Okay, I'll link that video if you want to watch it. We made around $35,000 that day, and obviously I closed that short out very early. This was actually over a $500,000 profit trade if I would have held, right? But that's coulda, shoulda, woulda. Obviously, I didn't hold my short from here down to here. Otherwise, like I said, that could have been over a $500,000 profit, which is phenomenal. But yeah, so we only made 35,000. But anyways, right? So we shorted the top at 69K, and we called the dump down to 47K. And then I always have people asking me, well, should I sell now, Alex? Well, like, you should have sold a long time ago. But in my objective opinion, I still think it's overall this is going to be the last chance to get out, in my opinion. Now, you got to realize there's other people out there who think the complete opposite of me. People out there think that this is the bottom. People think that this is it, and we are going to skyrocket past 50K. Actually, that's the most popular thing I'm seeing right now, especially on Twitter, is everyone was waiting for this dip down to this lower high, or this higher low, and everyone thought, most people, I'd say probably 80% of people think that that's going to be the bottom, and we're going to go higher from here. So you got to realize, when I say I think the smart thing to do is still to be selling, if you haven't, for a move down, you got to realize, one, we've sold a long time ago, and two, it's a very unpopular opinion. Most people think this is the bottom. So you need to decide for yourself, who do you trust? And really, it's not about who you trust, me or some people on Twitter. It's, do you trust yourself, and do you trust your own plan, right? Are you confident in what you're doing? I'm just telling you what I see, and you can decide based on what you see and learn from people all over the place, whether that's me, someone else, someone else, someone else. So, yeah, I think this is going to be the last. This bounce right here, whether the bounce ends right here, whether it ends at 44, 45K, like, I think this is the last bounce to be exiting on. I don't know how high it goes, but I just know that, in my opinion, this is the last bounce before we collapse, okay? So it's just my opinion. That does not mean it's guaranteed to be right, but time shows more times than not, I'm right more than anybody else on YouTube. I'm sorry. Of course, there's going to be people who say that's cocky. That's not cocky. It's a literal fact, right? It's a literal fact. So if you think that's cocky, you should just go find another channel or watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and get the fuck out of here, okay? Now, that being said, I just want to show you the fact that off this bear flag, like, there's a reason why I say I still think it's a smart time to be selling. It's because the magnitude to the downside is still pretty great, right? So off this bear flag, usually how you measure the magnitude of a bear flag is you measure the widest point of the flag, okay? And that would be right here. And you bring that down from a breakdown. So, that's showing 27K, right? So the bear flag shows 27K. Well, what do we also know, guys? We also have the head and shoulders, which shows 26K, right? And everyone knows that this is my bread and butter right here, the head and shoulders. This is how I predicted this crash over here. And I remember everyone told me, or I remember people were laughing in my comments when we called this head and shoulders here. And so I remember a lot of people were commenting and laughing right here at 50K, and they said, buy the dip at 50K, we're going to go to 100K. Little did they realize it was a big head and shoulders right here, right? And we broke down. So that's how I predicted this crash. And once again, I am predicting a 26K Bitcoin. And once again, so right here I predicted 34K Bitcoin. Not only did it drop to 34K, it dropped all the way down to 29K. Okay. Well, this time I'm predicting a drop down to 26K Bitcoin. Once again, there's always going to be people who think that's funny, or it can't happen, it won't happen. That's fine. Everyone has their own opinion. Like I said, some people think this is the bottom and this is it. The pain is over. Right, I am in the complete opposite boat of that. So you just have to decide, which are you? What do you think, right? And at the end of the day, you just got to have a plan that's going to make the most sense for you. So anyways, right, you have the head and shoulders, which also points to a massive drop down, okay? And so you can measure this. So it's crazy when you have multiple chart patterns pointing to the same thing, right? So you can see this. Head and shoulders points to a drop to 26K. Bear flag points to drop to 27K. Guys, that's two major chart patterns pointing towards the same thing, right? Like, that doesn't happen by coincidence. That doesn't happen by miracle that both of these bearish chart patterns are pointing to the same target, basically, right? So something to keep in mind. That just adds to my conviction, and that's why I don't shy away from having this unpopular opinion, because I'm confident I'll be right. Now, whether I will be or not, we're going to see with time, right? But at least you get a real opinion here, and I'm not going to tell you it's going to go sideways, inwards, or outwards. Like, that's what I think is going to happen, and I'm not going to shy away from that if I'm wrong. Okay, so I do think we'll get down there here. Like I said, the best case I see bounce to 45K, but dude, like, I wouldn't be holding on to my breath, like, hoping for a bounce to 45K, That's just me. At the same time, I'm probably in a very different situation from you, as I've shorted the top at 69K, called the dump down to 47K, and been calling this for a long time, right? So I've been ready, whereas a lot of you watching right now, you're probably not ready, right? And you're just like, I don't know what to say, I don't like when people ask me, well, should I sell now? When, once again, we sold a long time ago. So make sure you subscribe to this channel, so in the future, you're rocking with us on a timely manner. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I got for you today. I would stay bullish overall, like in the very short term, as well, as long as we're above 40,300, 40,400 golden pocket area. We have this ascending support right here, which we broke through and dumped off through yesterday. I'd say that's also a pretty bullish support here in the short term. So pretty much, I think we can get a pullback here, and this pullback, once again, if it holds, I think we can continue higher, all right? Otherwise, if we get below here, I'd be very careful because, like I said, there's so much downside. There's such a massive threat. And you got to realize this is not the time for funny money, right? This is not the time where money just flows into everything naturally and easily. You don't see meme coins pumping like before. You don't see everything just pumping. It's a totally different market environment. People don't realize that. They think it's still the same market environment as this one right here, but it's completely different things. Well, no, that's 3-hour chart. Right? People think it's the same market environment now as it was back here. It's a totally different thing, and the major difference now is that pumps get sold into. The bounces are exit points, right? But a lot of people do the exact opposite. You're actually buying the bounces and then they're dumping it on you, right? That's not the market environment right now, and that is not the best strategy. It's definitely not to be buying the pumps and the bounces right now. So, guys, that's my update for you today on Bitcoin. Hopefully you made some money on that dump yesterday. That was a beautiful, beautiful dump. And that is kind of what I'm thinking for now. So be very cautious if we get below 40,300, 40,400. And please be aware of the downside. I believe we will be heading down to 26K and lower. So before we wrap up this video, if you're a day trader and you want to join our Telegram, we have a lot of people who have struggled in the past, who haven't been able to trade profitably, and once they join, they trade very profitably. Because in the Telegram, I show you my wins and my losses. Like, for example, today I lost $5,000. Yesterday, we made $15,000, right? You get to see exactly which trades I'm taking, exactly my stance on the market. So if I'm bullish and then I switch bearish, you're going to see that. So there's a lot of money to be made in our Telegram. A lot of traders just are killing it here with the trade setups we've been taking. So guys, if you want to join and be a part of our Telegram alerts, guys, highly advise you click the link down below this video, crashtrading.com/crashalerts. Once again, this is for day traders. So if you're a day trader, I expect to see you in there, and let's make some money together. Now, that's it for today's video, guys. Drop a like, make sure you subscribe, join the Telegram if you're a day trader, follow me on Twitter if you haven't already, links down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.